are the hidden costs of a water dispenser?
There are many hidden costs of a bottled water dispenser. The first is the staff time costs in placing orders for the bottles of water, and then dealing with the acceptance of the delivery when it arrives at the premises, and checking that the number of bottles delivered match the order placed. Once the bottles have been delivered and checked, there's a storage space cost, because the bottles of water have to be stored pending use on the water dispenser. And it isn't only the newly ordered bottles that have to be stored, the empty bottles from previous deliveries also have to be stored pending collection. And the full and the empty bottles together are taking up precious and expensive storage space. We then get back to more time costs, because staff have to be involved in taking bottles out of store to put onto the water dispenser when the previous bottle is empty. So there's this traffic from store to bottle, from bottle to store, all staff time being taken up. Once all of that has happened, the whole process of accounting for the bottles and for the water dispenser itself is a further consumption of time. Bottled water companies typically will send either a monthly or quarterly invoice for the rental of the cooler. Then they send maybe a quarterly or half-yearly invoice for the sanitisation. And on top of all that, multiple invoices for the costs of bottles of water supplied. All of these invoices have to be processed, they have to be checked, they have to be entered in the records, and eventually payment has to be made. It has been estimated that the cost of processing an invoice on a manual accounting system is £50. And if you think about the number of invoices from a bottled water dispenser provider, you can very easily be talking about hundreds of pounds simply in processing the invoices themselves. As if that wasn't bad enough, deposits have to be paid on bottles and eventually refunded. And the whole nightmare of accounting for refundable deposits then comes into play. It's a tiresome business, it's desperately time consuming and enormously frustrating. So that on top of all the invoice costs. It's no exaggeration, in my view, to say that you can easily look in terms of hidden costs at doubling the costs, the obvious costs of a bottled water cooler.